You know, when you have something that you like a lot and other people may not like it as much as you do. And so you kind of have to contend with the fact that you have differing tastes compared to the people that you hold really close to you, or sometimes not even that close to you. Sometimes people you just know. That's how it felt like being a Wii U fan in the early 2010s. Now, the Nintendo Wii U is an okay system. I struggle to say it's a good system because of the flaws it has in terms of worthwhile embedded software, or sorry, shipped software, and the games that it has that ultimately have been ported to the Nintendo Switch. But the Nintendo Wii U is such an interesting case because it is arguably the system that made me a gamer. I kept up with gaming news when the Wii U came out. The Wii U was what truly pushed me into the gaming landscape by actually caring about what games are coming out. Because people would often talk about how my little black box was trash, right? And that was something that just really resonated with me every single time I look at the Wii U, or resonates with me when I look at the Wii U. So, without further ado, I'm going to explain a little bit about my Wii U collection, reminisce on some games. Originally, this was going to be a homebrew tour of my Wii U, but one, my Wii U collection has grown quite a bit since I came up with the idea, and two, the Wii U that I have that is modded, for some reason, I think the hard drive is corrupted or something. So, because those games are just gone now. So, glad that one thing kind of happened before the other. So I'm able to kind of make this video. So without further ado, here is my Wii U collection. Starting off, I've got Assassin's Creed 3 for the Wii U. I actually believe that there was a demo for this game when it first came out, and that's how I experienced Assassin's Creed 3 for the first time. But the thing with Assassin's Creed is that I'm not a big fan of it, as a lot of people probably know from my PS3 video, which has most of my Assassin's Creed games. I have no actual memory of this aside from just playing it one time as a demo. Next up, I've got Batman Arkham Origins. I'm actually just going to group both of the Batman Arkham games here and Batman Arkham City because I, again, only played this game through a demo. When I say that this is around that time where I only got games for my birthday and for Christmas, I wasn't lying. And the Wii U was actually something that I got a bit later on after it launched, maybe around 2014, 2013 is when I got a Wii U, which is kind of crazy to think about because I felt like it was a bit later, but the Wii U was pretty much all I played for a while, and there's a couple games that kind of carry that playtime. So the Batman Arkham games are the games that I've not played on the Wii U, but I've played somewhere else, and they most likely will not be played on the Wii U except just to try out the gamepad editions that they have for like a short period of time, and then I'm gonna play them on PC. So, Call of Duty Black Ops 2. Now, this was a game that really interested me when I was younger because I was not a Call of Duty person. A lot of people I knew growing up at school were Call of Duty people. But for the Wii U, a Nintendo system have Call of Duty because this was back during the era where everyone would go, "Oh, Nintendo's so childish. They would never let something like that on there. There's blood and gore on there." And in a way, they've kind of retained a little bit of that, like, needless parenting of the consumer. But there's still some pretty, you know, heavy stuff on there, especially as we've moved away from needing to have, guns in games to prove that they're for a mature audience. But Call of Duty Black Ops 2 is one that I really, really wanted to try when I was younger, and I didn't have a system that could actually play it. Surprisingly enough, I didn't know my Wii could play it, but the Call of Duty games for the Wii weren't that popular, I don't think. So Black Ops 2 getting ported to the Wii U was something that I was like, whoa, this is absolutely insane. Only for me to never pick up Black Ops 2 during the time period when I was younger that I owned a Wii U. So again, this is probably going to be another one of those games where I want to kind of try it out now that I have it on the Wii U just for, the sake of it, but it will probably not happen primarily because I'm not going to be playing Call of Duty Black Ops 2 on the Wii U in 2026. No shade to anyone who's doing that, right? I've played weirder games in 2026 on older hardware, but that's just not going to be. Next up, I've got Darksiders 2, another game that I was aware came out for the Wii U because as a Wii U owner who kept up with gaming, you were pretty much aware of every game that came out for the Wii U because there weren't that many. Now, Darksiders 2, I have it for the 360. That's probably where I will end up playing it. But if people feel like the Darksiders 2 version is actually pretty solid, or the Wii U version is good of Darksiders 2, please let me know in the comments actually below if there's any Darksiders 2 for Wii U truthers who are watching my video. Disney Epic Mickey 2, The Power of 2. 2 for the Wii 2, which was what it was previously called, but now it's the Wii U. Anyway, another game that I was aware it existed. I don't have much to say about it. I've talked a little bit about the Epic Mickey series on this channel, but again, I don't know what else you want from me, dog. Disney Infinity. Now, this one I actually have a little bit more to say. So I'm not the biggest Toys to Life person. I tried it out when I was younger. In terms of like the Skylanders games, primarily because they had Spyro in them, and I knew of Spyro just off of gaming lore. And then I realized that Spyro isn't even like that big of a component of the original Skylanders game. Like, it's like, oh, okay. It was just for brand recognition. And now I'm looking at it like, okay, I have Amiibo, as you can clearly see. I like Amiibo in the sense that they are pretty much just like really cool action figures to me. A lot of people will keep them boxed up. I don't like doing that. I like to display them in the sense that I can also use them as well. I know there's all the other ways to use them, but I'm basically just trying to say I don't care that much for keeping stuff in box. Still, I feel like I've, tried Toys to Life in a way that is satisfactory enough to like push my idea about it. Don't really know what I was going for there. But Disney Infinity was one where I just had no interest in trying it. I've never been a Disney person, really. And, I enjoy Disney stuff as much as any other person would, or the average person would. But I think that, maybe one day I might pop this in, try it. I think the fact that it's the 2.0 edition, I have no idea what the differences between all of them are. I think they're all separate games, but I don't know if the 1.0 doesn't even work anymore and you have to have the 3.0 if you want to try it today or something. It's all just weird. But, hopefully the barrier to entry isn't that much. Otherwise, this is basically just a set piece in the collection. And I can trade it for like a dollar or something. Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. I've already talked about this in my Switch video, but this is one of the greatest platformers of all time. This is, in my opinion, like the second best Donkey Kong Country game of all time. Really in a head-to-head race for first compared to Donkey Kong Country 2. But Tropical Freeze is just an absolute banger. Retro Studios, they were in their Duffy, their bag when making this game. Love Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. I'm not gonna delve too much more into it, but it's a banger. Play Tropical Freeze if you haven't. So it's been on the Switch One for quite some time. Guitar Hero Live. Now I've never been a Guitar Hero person, but I have a friend Ryan, and one of my core memories is trying out Guitar Hero in his dorm room for the first time. And it was actually really nice to see, especially the people who really take Guitar Hero seriously. They take it seriously. And as someone who works at a retro game store as of right now, just seeing people, be really excited about getting back into Guitar Hero was kind of nice. I was like, oh, okay, like this thing that I didn't really view as like really that cool even when I was younger. I was like, it's nice to see people go, kind of almost crazy for it again. So I have the guitars for, a lot of different Guitar Hero games now. So maybe I could actually try out one of them one of these days. But yeah, Guitar Hero Live. Not that many people talk about this one. And I think when I was even suggesting it to a customer, like, oh, we have Guitar Hero Live, he was like, I don't know. So I don't really think people are really that excited about this entry in the franchise. Yeah, I don't think too many people are excited about Guitar Hero Live, but they are pretty excited about Hyrule Warriors. There we go. I've never been a huge Dynasty Warriors guy. The first time I heard about the series was when this game dropped and released. But the thing with Hyrule Warriors is that I looked at this and I was like, this has to be the coolest thing ever. But I didn't know the Warriors formula was kind of a little too repetitive for my taste. I bought Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes, which is a game that is not a physical game in my collection, but I owned and I was excited about, and I was able to get primarily because my brother got it for me for my birthday. But that was like my Warriors game that I was excited for, and I was like, I'm going to go all in on this, primarily because it's attached to a franchise that I liked. But people seem to like Hyrule Warriors enough that, it's had 2 extra games on top of it. Maybe probably because it's easy to make. I'm not sure. But I do want to try out the original Hyrule Warriors solely because I still kind of find this game a little interesting and like a little cool. So I want to see like kind of what it's got going on for it. And it's got Zelda. It's got the Zelda name and brand attached to it. So why not? Lego Dimensions. I just talked about Toys to Life. Lego Dimensions was kind of something that was a little more my speed in terms of Toys to Life stuff. I think it goes Amiibo, Skylanders, Lego Dimensions, and Disney Infinity. Lego Dimensions and Skylanders can kind of swap a little bit because I really only care about like the first two games, 3 games ish. Before everything else, you just kind of lose me. But Lego Dimensions is cool because it's all these different, cross franchises coming together. Especially with Sonic the Hedgehog. When they released like Sonic the Hedgehog content in there, I was like, all right, you got me. So, but Lego Dimensions is probably one that I don't see the figurines for at all, actually. So I'm really interested to see how much they go for online now, because if I don't really see them out in the wild, then they have to be something that people are like, okay, like this is something we'll actually hold on to, because probably because it's Lego and it's all these different franchises of different varieties. So Lego City Undercover. This was probably the premier Wii U game if you were around during that time. Lego City Undercover was one that I was pretty interested in getting. I played it all the time during those demo kiosks that you see in like Target, Walmart, any game store that you went to, that they'd be like, oh, we got the Nintendo Wii U with the gamepad, and you can look at the map on the gamepad, and you can play. But that was like, it was like the game for being like, oh, this game came out of other places, but you can play it on the gamepad. Like, it's just, yeah. So, main character, pretty dope though. Chase, whatever. I've just seen him in a couple memes. So I'm like, yeah, that's just kind of funny. Mario Tennis Ultra Smash. To say I know nothing about this game is being generous. I know it's a Mario game, it's a tennis game, it's a Mario sports title. I don't even know what the reception is on this thing. I know a lot of people said a lot of the sports titles that are on the Wii U for the Wii U are just kind of a little dog water. But I've heard like nothing about this game. So who knows? Maybe it's good. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's good. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's good. Is that for me to say? I think I've talked about Mighty Number 9 on this channel. And yeah, all I got to say is that I refunded it day one. Because I was like, this is not a first game I've ever refunded, I think, in my life, actually. So that's kind of crazy, because it was a Steam refund. And I was like, I'm just not really digging it. My thing is always like, oh, okay, like, this thing is bad, but like, I'll keep it because I'm not going to trade it in, because I'm not going to get all my value back. So let me just, hold on, take the L, whatever. And it's never really sat with me, right? The idea of like being like, oh, I didn't enjoy this thing, so like, let me refund it. I'd rather just kind of be like, oh, like, this thing was not as good as I thought it was going to be. Like, let me repurpose it or give it to somebody or something. I don't know. But Mighty Number 9 was one of those games I was like, I don't even want this thing, dog. Get this out of here, man. I was like probably 14 or ish, like, when I played this game for the first time. And nah, man, nah. So I could talk a little bit more about how bad Mighty Number 9 is, but I think we'll just kind of skip and leave it at that. New Super Mario Brothers U. So this game I ended up playing for the first time this year. So January/December, when I was in vacation, on vacation in Nigeria. And New Super Mario Bros. U. Oh my gosh, man. I got filtered. Oh my gosh. So how do I explain this? For some reason, New Super Mario Bros. U is actually a little challenging if you haven't played a Mario game in a while. For some reason, like, just kind of those haunted levels just really got me. I think it's more so because I expected to turn my brain off and just kind of cruise through the game, because I was like, this is a Mario game. Like, what are we doing? So eventually, though, like, of course, things got a bit easier. I was amassing like probably 30 lives, 40 lives, 50 lives. And, I did cruise through good portions of the game, but there were some moments where it's like, what the? I've died on this level like 6 times. What is happening? But yeah, so basically, This is a lesson in humility. Don't mess with New Super Mario Bros. U. Everyone thinks it's sweet until New Super Mario Bros. U pulls around the corner and goes, "What's up? I'm gonna eat your lunch now." Ninja Gaiden 3. Now, this was a game that I was super interested in when it came out because I was like, "Oh my gosh, this looks so cool! It's Ninja Gaiden on the Wii U." So I was like, "Bet I gotta hop on this." Only for me, of course, to never get it. And then I finally got it around the time that I got my Wii U. In my retro console phase. And I still haven't played this game yet. But Nintendo Land, this has been called the greatest tech demo of all time, if you don't consider Wii Sports a tech demo. Because a lot of people have said this is so innovative, this is so creative, this is so fun. It was a pack-in title with the Wii U, except comparing Wii Sports to Nintendo Land is like Atomic Mom versus Coughing Baby, because people aren't going to go, cool, can I bowl though? Like, how do you explain amusement park with Nintendo characters? It's like, cool, like, let me drop this on people. As opposed to, like, when you move your hand, the bowling ball leaves your hand. And when you swing like this, like, I'm not doing the movement because I'm holding my mic, but it's like when you swing like this, you swing your bat in baseball. So, like, it's just, it's a little foolish now to think, like, oh, Nintendo should have seen that coming, because, I mean, like, this is a pretty neat idea, but it's just not in the same league as Wii Sports. I haven't played it yet, which, again, you already know, that's my catchphrase, but I want to get to it eventually. So just to at least experience how cool Nintendo Land felt in that time period for people who actually did try it. Tokyo Mirage Sessions FE. Tokyo Mirage Sessions. Tokyo Mirage Sessions FE. Wow, why is that hard to say? Tokyo Mirage Sessions FE. Oh my gosh. Why is that hard to say? Shark FE? Okay, we're not doing that again. So when Nintendo was like, hey guys, we're crossing over Shin Megami Tensei with Fire Emblem, people were like, oh my goodness, it's two of some of the greatest RPGs of all time, of our generation, coming together for a collab. This is like when Kendrick said he was collabing with J. Cole, except this actually came out. Now the thing with this though is that this is not what people were expecting. I won't say this is bad, because this ended up getting a re-release on the Switch 1, which is I did not expect, actually. So it's kind of plummeted the price of this game down. But I do want to try it out. It's more like, I think it's like an idle pop simulator or something or whatever. But it's not what people were expecting when they were like, Shin Megami Tensei, the series dealing with like a lot of Japanese mythology and monsters, and like, how humans can like interact with them, and devils and fiends. And then Fire Emblem, like one of the greatest strategy RPGs of all time. Crossing those two things together, it's like, this is it. Scribblenauts Unlimited. I don't have Scribblenauts Unlimited, I don't think. Which, dude, there's just so many games to keep up with. You see the back here, and there's more. But Scribblenauts Unlimited, I was so into Scribblenauts when I was a kid, or the idea of Scribblenauts as a kid. I used to watch tons of Scribblenauts videos, but I never owned the Scribblenauts games. I know. But who knows? Maybe I can really take advantage of the gamepad and use that as my notebook in Scribblenauts Unlimited one day. I mean, one day the world's gonna end. I mean, one day that might happen, but who knows? Putting that on the same tier as me trying Scribblenauts Unlimited, I think is kind of fair game. Star Fox Zero. Oh, geez. Okay, so I got the Zero and Guard bundle. The thing with Star Fox Zero is that, it's to say it killed the franchise would be a little dumb, because Star Fox, at the time of this video, I guess skip ahead like maybe like 10 seconds if you don't want, Mario Galaxy movie spoilers. But Fox McCloud is in the next sort of Super Mario movie, right? And so Star Fox Zero, though, at the time was like, all right, this killed the franchise, right? So that's how kind of people look at it. But I want to see if it's actually good or not. My only Star Fox experience has been 64. And I love 64. I love Star Fox 64 3D to death. Um, and I really want to try out Star Fox Zero because it's just something about like everything here that just shows me that this should have been good, man. I remember when they revealed it, Iwata, Miyamoto, Reggie coming out there, uh, Terra transforming into Fox, Falco, and Peppy is just something that you just don't get out of your head very easily. And I want to try it just in the honor of that announcement trailer because it was kind of peak. Don't lie to yourself. It was kind of peak. Super Mario 3D World. Oh geez, man. Talk about one of the greatest 3D Mario games of all time. This is better than 64. It's better than Sunshine. Um, it's almost better than Galaxy. Let me cook now. Let me cook. 3D World was probably what was it? Yeah, it was my first 3D Mario game. So therefore, I'm asserting my own nostalgia-filled opinion onto your YouTube screen, your computer screen. Yes, you. So Super Mario 3D World, I just like overall how kind of whimsical it is. It does feel kind of flat because even just a title like Super Mario 3D World, it's like it doesn't really inspire the same whimsy. Something like Super Mario Galaxy, Super Mario Sunshine, Super Mario Odyssey, like even something like Super Mario 64, like still kind of feels almost like it still kind of feels magical. Maybe because I'm really talking about one of the most highly praised games of all time. But even if this thing was called maybe like Super Mario U, like I probably would have been like, oh, like that kind of does it almost. But 3D World kind of feels a little flat. But I understand they were kind of going with a tie-in with 3D Land, having these 3D games on like two different platforms. But yeah, so this is pretty good. Super Mario Maker. Now the thing with Super Mario Maker is that I wasn't really that into it when it first came out. I was like, oh, okay, this is kind of cool. But then it just kind of exploded in popularity. Everybody was playing it on Twitch. I was like, okay, I'm glad this is happening. But for the people who didn't own a Wii U, it was like, all right, we're gonna watch the game on YouTube. And for the people who did, they're like, all right, we're gonna pick it up. But like, that was like 8 to 9 million people. So it's just like, and I don't think the game sold that much. It didn't capture all of the user base. So that was, yeah. But anyway, Mario Maker is seeing new life now. The sequel, pretty much a port, but the sequel came out on the Switch One, and I do kind of want to try it, or at least try the levels people make because I've never considered myself to be someone who could design games. I like video games, I like talking about video games, but never once, even as a kid, I was like, I want to make my own games. That's just never been a thing. Mostly because I guess game design has never been portrayed as something that's like cool to me. I just knew I liked games, so Super Mario Maker is one that I think I want to just give a shot and see what kind of people were cooking when they were making those levels, and maybe it will inspire me to get to Super Smash Brothers for Wii U. What do y'all know about this? Oh my gosh! I was huge into Smash Brothers around this time. Brawl was my first Smash Bros. Game, and even though even though I played Brawl, it was more like a casual thing. I played with my brother anytime, we just wanted to play a fighting game and kick each other's butts. But Super Smash Bros. For Wii U was when I was like, I am getting into competitive Smash Bros. And then you just kind of saw, pivot where my life was like, all right, bro, we're on the wrong track. And then I got off. Once I got out of competitive Smash, I was like, all right, awesome, we're back on the right track now. But Smash Bros. For Wii U it's just a phenomenal game. I know people don't really talk about it that much, and the Bayo incident really is something that makes people tremble in terror sometimes when they think about this game. But Smash Bros. For Wii U just has such a special place in my heart because it's a game that has made me jump up for joy. It's a game that's made me cry, unfortunately. Salt, blood, tears, everything has gone into that game. And it's been an absolute delight to be able to have this game back into my collection as of 2 weeks ago. And hold that close because I love Super Smash Brothers for Wii U. Xenoblade Chronicles X. Speaking of another game that I love, this was my first Xenoblade game actually, and I was like, whoa, this is like an MMORPG, but on the Wii U. And so many people, I'm glad, after the Switch 1 launch, they were like, all right, this is one of those games that need to be ported over to the Wii U. Once people started realizing those Wii U ports were coming, they were like, this one, please. And it only took us until like a couple months before the Switch 2 came out. Yay! But I love Xenoblade Chronicles X. I started it like probably 3 times now at this point. I haven't beaten the main story, but I just love going around doing side quests, just effing around. And Xenoblade Chronicles X is a blast. Please, if you have not played Xenoblade Chronicles X, please play it. It's dope. I think it's a fun time. Even just if you want like a taste of like what like a Nintendo-based like MMORPG would kind of look like, this is it. You can do quests with people. It's just, I like it. It's fun. It's fun. And so I've got The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Now, what else is there to say about Breath of the Wild that hasn't already been said? I might actually just kind of skirt past that a little bit because it's Breath of the Wild. It's amazing. It's goated. I've already talked about it. Um, I guess I'll talk about the Wii U version a little bit. I haven't seen anyone talk about this game. When I got this from my friend Kyle, he was like, you know, I was like, wow, I can't believe that he has Breath of the Wild for the Wii U. But he's such a big Zelda fan, and I was like, actually, I do believe he has Breath of the Wild for the Wii U. So, but yeah, it exists, and it forever lives in the shadow of its younger brother, the Switch 1 port of Breath of the Wild, which is funny to me because this was the promised version of Breath of the Wild. So life is kind of funny that time. And finally, I've got The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess HD. Man, talk about a game that is infamous for not being ported to the Switch 1 for some reason, even though it should have been. So, but this is probably the definitive way to play Twilight Princess to a lot of people. Aside from like the GameCube version, they kind of like go like, they're kind of mixed a little bit. But I love this specific port of Twilight Princess, and I would say that I probably prefer the GameCube port though in terms of what I want to like use like when I finally beat the game. But this port is probably what it will end up being the port that I use to beat the game because I'm not paying the prices to get that GameCube. Without further ado, that is it for my Wii U collection. A bit longer of a video than I thought it was going to be, but I am absolutely blessed to have a collection, a Wii U collection that is actually finally this big. A friend, of course, not just myself, but of the channel now, Kyle, gifted me these games, and his only request and his only promise was that I would take care of them and I would keep making more videos. So that's what I'm going to keep doing, man. I'm going to keep making more videos. I've enjoyed each and every one of these easy mode videos and these collection videos, just outlining some of these games, going through these memories, these good times. It's been an absolute blast, and I am so grateful to even just be able to talk about video games on a platform like this, share my joy and my passion for gaming through my collection, because, surprising as it sounds, I don't get avenues to talk about this stuff a lot. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I will see you guys next time.